Noiseworks here on Triple M. It's Robbie and Carly this morning, and we've got a full studio because Rhi and Jeff from Married at First Sight are with us right now. From elbow to Rhi and Jeff, it's a big day. How are we, guys? Welcome to the show.
Great.
Hey guys, thanks for having us.
Now, you guys must get this all the time, but it seems like you have fans everywhere in Australia. The Prime Minister literally just asked you both for a selfie. How did that feel?
That was crazy.
It was surreal.
We were literally just saying to each other outside the studio, I wonder if we could get a photo with the Prime Minister. And then someone comes out and said, the Prime Minister wants a photo with you. I was like, okay, let's do this. Unbelievable.
That's a signal of your life changing just a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Just a tiny bit.
Well, just to peel the curtain back for half a second here, because we've spoken to you guys throughout the experiment. It was filmed some months ago, but Rhi, there was one morning that we jumped on air with you, and just before we went to air, you were literally on the phone, still in your office at work. So you are still doing your normal daily lives.
Yeah.
And I think, Jeff, you were on the job site one day. How is that contradiction going back to your normal lives, but you're instant celebrities?
Yeah, it's very strange. Like, I'll be doing something for work and then someone will stop me for a selfie. And it's hard. It's like you're wearing so many different hats now. You got your work hat, you got your MAFS hat. And it's a very cool experience, like something you'd never think that you would experience in your life, and now it's happening.
What about the people literally in your office? Are they asking you for selfies as well? You're like, Donna, can you shoot that email? Get the selfie first?
No, I'm actually a PA for my best friend now. So there's really no one in the office. So I just do PA things for her.
When did you start working for Jeff?
Also, one thing that's quite surprising for me, because I'm an electrician, so a tradie, but the different people that watch the show blows me away. I'll have 60-year-old brickies that want a photo and want to chat about the show. It's pretty crazy.
That's
It
great.
is. It's been a wild ride, I can imagine, for both of you. I know you can't give spoilers, but can I just say, seeing you here together is actually
It's good, isn't it?
really good to see.
It's actually worked out quite well. We actually got invited for a lunch over here, so there's a few of us in town. So
Oh, who else is here?
I actually don't know.
No, I don't know
I don't know
either.
who else.
I know we're seeing Afina, Billy,
Yeah,
but they're
seeing
obviously
Afina,
from
Billy.
Perth.
Yeah.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool. I actually ran into Dave the other week in Bar Bambi over in Melbourne. And it's funny, I'll show you the picture later because it was pretty messy, to be honest. Like, he'd had a few beers. But as soon as I saw him, and he does not remember the chat, we talked to him on Monday, and he's like, oh, yeah, I remember you. No idea. But the first thing I did was look out for you guys, and I thought maybe Adrian would be there. I thought, like, the whole crew would be there, but it was just him. Have you guys been going out and about much?
We get invited to a few events, which is pretty cool. Me and Dave actually went to a fashion show a couple of weeks ago, so that was a new experience, something I've never done before, which was quite cool. I guess that's the other side of doing a show like Married at First Sight. You do get these opportunities and invites to certain things that you usually wouldn't get, but it's been pretty cool.
It's funny because you guys seem to be bucking the trend of the typical MAFS contestant, because obviously you do have a huge social media following after the show, and it's kind of refreshing to see you both just go back to your everyday lives, and you can appreciate people capitalizing on that, but it seems like you guys are just quite genuine in the experiment, and you've gone in to find someone and not find the fame.
Yeah, definitely. I think that that's the number one reason that most people should go on a show like that. But yeah, I think that if opportunities do present, like, why not, I think you should say yes to everything that comes your way, like going on Married at First Sight.
What's the best and worst things about actually going on the show?
The best thing, I think, like, in totality, the
question.
experience is great. Obviously, you have some hard times, but you have some great times, and you get to meet great people. But yeah, I think the hardest thing would be there's long hours, and you are talking about your feelings, and you got emotions every single day, and it can be quite draining. So, it gets to the weekend, and you really do need those couple of days off because it is a full-on week. What do you reckon, Rhee? What's your best and worst?
Yeah, talking about your feelings does get exhausting, and sometimes, like, the next day they'll be like, how do you feel today? And I'm like, how I felt yesterday. I feel exactly how I felt yesterday, but thank you for asking again. Yeah, but overall, it was such a great experience. I really enjoyed it. But you do have to kind of just let go because you can't control anything. Like, I'm someone who's super active. I like having a schedule. I like knowing what I'm doing. And they do not even give you a slight hint about what you're doing that day. And like I used to ask my producer a million times, so what do I wear and what are we doing? And she'd be like, I'm not telling you. And then I just gave up asking in the end. I'm like, all right, I'm letting go. This is happening.
Now look, we're going to go to a song and then come back with you guys because we have a million other questions about other contestants. I feel like we've kind of put you guys in the hot seat, but we definitely want to know about some of the relationship dynamics going on the show.
Sure.
Cool. Search Robbie and Carly and
Ed Sheeran here on Triple M. It is Robbie and Carly. We've got Rhi and Jeff from Married at First Sight in the studio. Guys, thanks for sticking around for more chat. I know Carly especially could keep you here literally all day. We could be going to midday. Seriously.
I didn't have a breath during that song. So let's bring some of that conversation on air. First and foremost, let's talk about Dave and what is going on with him. I know that you guys are quite close to him in the experiment. It was heartbreaking seeing what happened with him and Jamie. It seems like he's just flicked his emotions off. Is there some explanation you guys could offer up? Because obviously you're around him a lot more than what we see because the internet is going into overdrive trying to work this out.
Yeah, obviously in the experiment, there's always a lot going on outside of the experiment, which people aren't privy to. And Dave did have a lot going on. I can't say that's the absolute reason why all that happened with Dave and Jamie, but yeah, he had some external factors back home with his dad. So his mind was a bit all over the place. But yeah, like I said, I can't say that's the whole reason or not. But yeah. I don't know what else to say.
I know you're close with Jamie, and I feel like the whole of Australia, when she cried, like I feel like everyone's heart broke with her because we've all been in that situation where it's not reciprocated. Well, maybe just me. But it was a real moment of like someone give that girl a hug. And I know you guys are close in the experiment. Like, how is she doing? And I know this was filmed a little while ago, but that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I know she struggled watching that back, and it was a really tough time. Like I remember when she cried at the cocktail party, I was crying, just watching her cry. And yeah, I think that, you are getting filmed morning, midday and night, and sometimes you aren't going to show up as your best self. And I think Dave did just really let her down in that moment and how he communicated. He is a really empathetic person and he is very comforting. But yeah, it was really strange to see Dave just change for that moment. But like all we could do, I guess, with Jamie is just give her as much support as possible. But, at that time, there's not a lot you can say to make someone feel better.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had the support of everyone, which was good.
There's two camps with this situation. Some people are saying that the whole time Dave was cruising through the experiment and not really kind of just following Jamie's lead and not wanting to upset the apple cart. And there's the other one that's saying he was more calculated in this and that he was just putting on a front the whole time. What do you believe is more towards the truth from your dealings with him?
I'll just say that obviously the experiment goes for multiple months, and for someone to put on an act for that long and to be doing that all day, every day, I'd find that hard to believe.
Same.
So I don't buy into that at all.
Yeah.
I think all the feelings were genuine, and yeah, I do think they both had real genuine feelings towards each other, and it played out on camera.
Yeah, the experiment is very fast-tracked. Like the way you feel at a certain point is how you would feel in 6 months into a relationship. So yeah, you do kind of sometimes experience these waves of overwhelm. Like, oh gosh, this is going so fast. So maybe that's what happened with Dave, and he just pulled back and didn't really know how to react in that moment.
I'm not 100% sure when filming was. Like, obviously a couple of months ago. I'm assuming it finished a couple of months ago. Yeah. Are you guys watching back every night? Or are you actually watching the show, or are you just remembering it? Like, because that must be a real spin out to think that this happened whenever it happened.
You have to watch it because when we get interviewed about it, you need to know exactly what was shown. We get filmed so much, but you don't know exactly what is going to be on TV. So if we don't watch it and then someone asks us a question, you kind of need to be on the ball.
And I want to watch it too because like we only really know about what happened in our relationship and behind closed doors with us, and seeing what happened with other couples.
And
their
Gotcha.
their interviews on camera when it's just them talking to the camera, like that stuff we're all seeing for the first time, and we're like, wow, like that is intense.
They were telling the truth, or they were full of.
Yeah. So you're not privy to any of that at the time,
Nah,
obviously.
we
That's
got no
crazy.
idea. So,
Yeah.
like, you get to the commitment ceremony and a couple's on the couch with the experts talking about their relationship, and you're just getting that information secondhand. So when we're watching it on TV, we're like, okay, that's what happened in that moment behind their closed doors, in private.
Have you shot off any angry texts? Like if someone said something about you or something you didn't agree with, you're like, hang on, mate.
It may have said a few
Yeah,
out.
maybe.
Who was the reciprocant of that?
Oh, Adrian's copped a couple of texts.
I love it.
He wouldn't have seen him in the sea of texts,
now-
I don't think.
I have to ask you guys, because this is probably the biggest theory going around, that something happened between Veronica and Dave, and that was the catalyst for the change. What do you guys think about this theory?
I don't think they had anything going on, personally. No. I think you can obviously see that Veronica.
That was a dramatic pause, Rhee.
Oh, we didn't know who was going to answer.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I talk too much, and I'm like, I'll give this one to Jeff.
Yeah, I find it very hard to believe that something happened between them.
Okay.
Interesting.
Wow. All right.
Interesting.
As we mentioned before, the experiment isn't over. I hope that Dave comes to his senses. I know you can't give spoilers away, but I hope this is just not where it ends for those two, because like you guys, they were the ones that were making me believe in love again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this Sunday, obviously, the commitment ceremony is coming up. So just tune in. It's a big episode.
I would say there's a lot on your shoulders, both of you, Jeff and Rhee, because if you fail, Carly no longer believes in love.
Yeah.
Sorry, Russ, her husband, by the way. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on, guys. It's been a pleasure to have you in the studio, by the way.
No,
No,
thanks so
thanks
much.
for
It's
having
been
us.
great.
Yeah, it's
obviously,
been a lot of fun.
Putting a face to the name has been awesome as well. So thanks so much.
100%. Married at First Sight, back Sunday night, 7:30. Tune in to see what happens with Rhi and Jeff next.
If it matters to you, we want